This is topic E on page 28, adding an Excel table to a Word document.
Imagine you need to create a sales report that contains both paragraphs of text along with sales information from an Excel workbook. Word has the ability to handle simple calculations in a table, but it is not capable of handling complex formulas. Likewise, although Excel is the premier application for presenting columns and rows of data, it is not designed to work as a word processor. In this scenario, your best choice is to type your report in a Word document and then add the information from the Excel workbook to the Word document. So first way of, showing an Excel spreadsheet in a Word document is to copy and paste it. So I'm going to go down to my File Explorer on my taskbar and I'm going to open an Excel spreadsheet example that I have. So this is actually a spreadsheet that deals with different tornadoes from around the world. It shows their F scale, which is, their magnitude, their length, width, beginning latitude, longitude, ending latitude, longitude, all types of information. That's irrelevant right now. I just want to show you how to get this information into a Word document. So maybe I wanted to display it there. All I have to do is click and drag to select the range of cells I want to include. So I'm going to select the range A1 through M17. And I'm going to copy this to my clipboard. I can go to copy on my ribbon. I can do Control C for my keyboard. I could right click, choose copy, whatever option. Copy that to your clipboard. And then I'm going to switch back to my Word document. And I want to paste that in. You want to put your cursor where you want to paste it. Now, this is important. Maybe, obviously not with tornado history because that's all factual information, but maybe you were pasting in different figures that might change in the future for whatever reason. If the information was updated in Excel, would you want it to automatically update in your Word document as well? Again, whatever the reasoning is. For one reason, you might want to update it automatically. Maybe you don't. But you want to have that option available to you. So for that reason, we don't want to do Control V here because it will use the default paste option, which is not linking them together. If I do a right click or I go to my Home tab, Paste drop down, you have different paste options here. Same for when you right click. Your keep source formatting, that keeps, your color scheme of whatever the cells were in your Excel spreadsheet. But if I do this and I was to go back into Excel and change, let's say, we'll change the F scale of our first tornado, we'll change it to a 5. Again, this is just an example. Obviously, the history of a tornado is not going to change. But I did that, saved my spreadsheet, went back to Word. Has it changed? F scale is still 1. If I right click, is there any option for me to update this table? No, there isn't. So that keep source formatting, it keeps the look of the table, but doesn't allow you to update it. So I'm going to undo that option. Your next one, when you right click, let me copy this again. Your next right click option is to use destination styles. Again, no linking. It's stripping that formatting, but it's the same idea. If I changed it in my original, it would not show if I, made a change in Excel. My third, link and keep source formatting. So let's take a look at this one. So I copied and pasted again, so it does show the first one as the F scale of 5. Let me go back. F scale. Let's change it to 3 this time. Press enter, save it, go back to Word, still shows 5. But when I right click, I have an option here to update the link. So when I click on that, you can see now it shows 3. I can update the link between those two documents, for whatever reason. Again, it depends on what your use of inputting that Excel spreadsheet into your document is. You may want to update, you may not want to. But those are the different options. It all depends on the paste option that you used for pasting your Excel spreadsheet into your Word document. Okay, so that's one way of bringing an Excel spreadsheet into Word. Another way, I'm going to undo here. Another way is by inserting it as an object. I'm going to go down, I'm going to close that spreadsheet out. Insert tab, text command group. Here I have my objects command. I want to choose the drop down arrow and choose object. From this dialog box, I want to select the Create from File tab. Browse for the file. I want the Chapter 1 Excel sheet and insert. I also have the option to link here. So just like I did for the copy and paste, again, if you want to link them together in case the original data in the Excel spreadsheet changes, you will be able to update that link to make any changes to it. I'm just going to insert it as an object with no link. Click OK, and you give it a couple seconds, and it drops it into place just like a picture. You can resize it. Obviously, it's not all fitting on the screen right now. But it's better for you because, again, Excel has much more functionality when it comes to working with formulas, functions, all kinds of different things, working in your tabular form. Much more features and functionality than Word does for tabular form. So instead of, working in one application or the other, you might be writing a report, but you might need to, include some figures with, mathematical figures with functions and things like that. So you can do that table in Excel and just bring it over to the paper that you created. Okay, so it doesn't have to be an either or situation. You can combine them using one of these two options. Again, the copy and paste option or inserting the spreadsheet as an object.
We'll take a look at this in Activity 1.5 on page 31.